I'm always invisible in a crowd. What should I do to get more attention? This is to do with presence. And when you're talking about presence, there's two forms of presence. And the two forms of presence that exists, number one, vocal presence. So vocal presence, it's based on how you use your voice. And there are 5 key foundations on how you can use your voice. You've got rate of speech, you've got volume, you've got tonality, you've got pitch and melody, and you've got the pause. These are the critical foundations when it comes to how you can use your voice. And depending on how well you use these 5 different areas of your voice, that's going to determine your level of vocal presence. And if you're not using rate of speech well, if you're not using volume well, and you're not using pitch and melody well, you're not using your tonality well, and you're not using the pause well, then you have very minimal vocal presence. And I'll give you an example of that. So this is me with minimal vocal presence. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hi everyone, it's really good to meet you, and I just wanted to say hello and introduce myself. My name's Vinh. I've been teaching communication skills now for the last 15 years, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. Not trying to take the piss, but rather just trying to give you an example of what it looks like or what it sounds like when I have low levels of vocal presence. How else can you appear visible? Well, the second thing is visual presence. And visual presence has to do with your body language and the way you dress. If you want to stand out a little more, don't be afraid to wear something a little louder. I usually dress pretty conservatively when I'm teaching because I don't want my clothing to distract from the message. But me in my personal life, I like to dress a little more loud. I enjoy it. My wife loves buying me some really fun clothes, and she loves doing it. And at the beginning when I first met her, I was like, I can't wear that shirt. That's too loud. Ugh, what? You want me to wear a bright red shirt? No way. And I just wouldn't wear it. But being married to her now since 2015, she's totally turned me into someone who loves to dress in a fun way, right? And she does it too, and my son does it too, and they're like, now we do it to my daughter. It's just something we really enjoy. And you better bet your butt we wear matching clothes. Of course you do. That's what having a family is all about. We're matching clothes on weekends. It's nauseating, I know, for others, but we don't care because no one thinks about us anyway. Now, that took me a long time to get used to, but now I love it. So when I'm in my personal life, I love wearing clothes that makes me stand out, right? So that's from the clothing side. I'm not going to give fashion advice here because that's what I'd have to bring my wife in for. However, when it comes to physical presence in the form of body language, if you use larger body language, then you're going to have more physical presence. Very difficult to be invisible when you communicate and use larger gestures and use your facial expressions more. And now also combining that with voice. So when you pair physical presence with vocal presence, and you also dress a little more out there, very difficult to be invisible. Very difficult to be invisible. Even if it's virtually, even if it's through video, all of a sudden, a lot more difficult not to notice this version of me, right? And I just want to acknowledge as well that this is hard. What I just did, some of you will look at it and be like, Vin, I just vomited slightly in the back of my throat, right? You're thinking, that's gross. Look, it's only gross to you right now because you're unfamiliar with it. That's all. Just understand what feels natural to you. It feels natural because it's been a habit you've been repeating for the last 20 years of your life. If you already know that your communication skills are not serving you and you need to improve it, then understand that the behaviors that feel natural, they're not optimal. And you have to be courageous enough to push yourself out of your comfort zone to learn new habits that right now feel unnatural, that make you feel like you want to vomit, that make you feel really like, oh, that feels weird, Vin. Good, because if it doesn't feel weird, it means you're doing nothing new. You're doing nothing new. Nothing. I'm resisting the urge to start singing Whitney Houston, but I won't do it. I'll save you from the chaos of my mind. That's the power of presence. If you're interested in improving your communication skills and you're new to my content and you find these types of videos really useful, I've actually got a 3-part video series that helps you kickstart your communication skills journey. So if you want to check that out, that is just in the link in the description. Go check it out. For more than 20 years now, I was the quiet guy, and this caused people to ignore all my thoughts. How can I change this? Slowly. That's how you change it. People are so obsessed about, I want to improve by 25%. I want to see gains straight away, even when it comes to making money. I want to get rich fast. Give me a 30-day plan so I can make money with, how can I make $10,000 in 30 days? How can I lose 5 kilos in 30 days? I'm like, what? Man, that's not sustainable. If you get rich fast, you're also going to get poor fast. If you lose weight fast, you're also going to gain weight back on fast. So I believe in slow progress. And it's boring and it's not sexy and it's not me in front of a Lamborghini. And all of a sudden people don't respect that and people aren't drawn to that. Well, that's okay, because I don't like that kind of marketing. I don't like that kind of message. I want to promote slow progress. So all I'm going to say here is, if you want to not be ignored and you want to stand out a little more, and you no longer want to be known as the quiet guy or the quiet gal, then all I'll say is start making those changes slowly. Start talking to strangers, but do it slowly. Just have a KPI of talk to one stranger a day. Even if it's something small as, I'm just going to call up a store and I'm going to use a louder voice. And that's all I'm going to focus on. I'm going to call a store and ask if they have something I'm looking for before I go to the store. You kind of should do that anyway, so you don't waste your time. So you call up, and normally you're quiet. Normally you speak like this. Call up to someone and be like, hey, my name's James. I'm just wondering, do you have any of those door stoppers to stop the door from slamming into the wall? Do you have that at all, by any chance? Yes, of course we do, James. Of course, come in. We've got plenty of those. Fantastic. I'll see you then. Then go in. Start slow. And I mean this. Most phone calls you make these days are free now, right? Every single day you have to make a phone call. Every single day when you make that phone call, you have to use a really loud voice. And then slowly add to your KPIs. The second KPI you add to your daily KPI now is, I have to greet a stranger with a strong and vibrant voice. Great. Now you've got to make one phone call, one vibrant greeting. Fantastic. And then once you've got that in the groove, now you've got to add a third KPI. Now I got to say good morning when I see someone as I'm walking out in the world, and I have to also compliment them with a strong and vibrant voice sending good vibes. So all of a sudden now you've got to make a strong phone call asking about something every day. Now you've got to make sure you go and you greet someone, but now you've got to pair that greeting with a compliment. So all of a sudden it's, hey, good morning, good to see you. Hey, do you mind? Could I just quickly say, I love your frames. I wear glasses all the time, and you have to tell me, where do you get those glasses from? They look beautiful on you. Great. That's it. And then slowly add to that list of things that you're going to do on a daily basis. And that is way more sustainable than saying, hey, go skydiving, and then after you go skydiving, go do a stand-up comedy set at an open mic night. Great. Then after that, I want you to go and ask 10 women out. And then after that, no, don't do that. Don't do that, because it sounds great, but most won't do it. They won't do it. Take small steps. Take small steps. Sounds very cheesy. You're going to say it anyway. Sorry if you're lactose intolerant. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with just one step.